This PDF I will share with you people. So first of all, what is the volume? I'm giving the introduction on the volume. The volume is a measure of quantity in trading. This is the simple statement of the volume that volume is a measure of quantity in trading. For example, there are traders 1500 and their transactions of traders are 2000 and they purchased lots, for example 452. So what will be the volume? The traders quantity is not a volume. The transactions quantity is not a volume. The volume is what? A purchased quantity, means lots. So the trading quantity is measured in the lots. So 450 is a volume and 2000 transaction doesn't mean 1500 traders doesn't mean whatever the traders they are available for the trading or whatever they are placing the transaction we don't require. Only we require how much they purchased. That's a volume. Okay. For example, if I write here that 1 euro is equal to 1.08 USD. Okay. So 1 euro is equal to 1 euro is equal to 1 unit. Okay. And 1 lakh unit, 1 lakh units is equal to one standard lot. So in a one standard lot, there are 1 lakh units. How many units? 1 lakh units. So this can be the lot which can be 10 and 10,000, for example, units is equal to 0.1 mini lot and 1000 unit is equal to 0.01 micro lot. This is a lot sizing. 100 units is equal to 0.001 is called the nano lot. So if someone who wants purchase one lot or someone who want purchase 0.1 lot or someone who purchase 0.01 or 0.02, 0.03, 0.05, likewise, a lot of traders they will purchase as per their account balance and they completely, for example, in a 1 minute or in a 5 minute or in a 1 hour, whatever they purchased completely, when they will collect, that is volume. So volume can be used to understand the strength and weakness of the price movement. So volume is a signal which giving us an idea that this price movement is strong or this price movement is weak. This is just a measurement of the volume which doesn't require in a trading, but this is just for knowledge that one standard lot have a 1 lakh unit and zero point 0.1 mini lot have a 10,000 unit and micro lot have a 1,000 unit and nano lot have a 100 unit. So when we will use this volume, the volume give us a two main signals. How many signals? Two main signals it will give us. Those signals is called the validation and anomaly. Validation and anomaly. Validation means that it's a strong, or validation means it's a true, and anomaly means it's weak, or anomaly means it's false. So these two signals, when we will read the volume in the candle and volume bar, we will get the idea about the validation, idea about the anomaly, means weakness of the candlestick. So let's see, I'm going to show this validation in the candlestick. Look at, this is a volume bar. The volume bar is bigger, the price movement is bigger. The volume bar is smaller, the price movement is smaller. The volume bar is bigger, the price movement in downward is bigger. The volume bar is smaller, the price movement in downward is smaller. When the price and volume, this and this, meeting to each other, means they are matching to each other, it is called the validation in single candlestick. Means these candlesticks are strong as per the volume. So for example, if we join two same color candle, it's very important, same color, same color. A big candle have a big volume and the small candle have a small volume. That is called a strong movement. It's called the strong move. The small candle have a small volume, the big candle have a big volume. It is called a strong movement. So a strong movement, if you will find, means the next candlestick may can continue. Next candlestick may can continue. If there's a big movement, volume is big. Small movement, volume is small. It's called the validation. The next candlestick may can continue. Next candlestick may can continue. So this signal, when it will work, for example, if you have a resistance level, the signal will not work. Volume plus level, if there is a resistance level, then signals will not work. For example, you have a support, but there is a validation, the signal will not work. We will never trade. When we will trade? When there is no support and resistance. When there is no SNR, right? When no SNR, we will use these signals. Just looking at a bigger candle have a bigger volume and smaller candle have a smaller volume. The next candlestick will go up. Smaller candle have a smaller, market will move up. So we can use the validation in this type of candlestick. Likewise, here if you find, this is called the validation in multiple candlestick. Means this candle and this candle have a validation, this candle and this candle have a validation. It shows that the price is very, very strong, very strong. This and this candle have a validation, and this have a validation. If you can check the volume, bigger have a bigger volume, smaller have a smaller volume, and bigger have a bigger volume. And the next candlestick also will move up in case if there is no support, in case there is no resistance level. So means the validation we are using for continuation. We are using for the continuation. Okay. After that, now come to the anomaly. Anomaly means it is very opposite to the validation. A bigger price movement and smaller volume. This is called the weakness. This is the weak movement. A very big volume, a small movement of the price. A big movement in a downward, small volume. A small movement in a downward, big volume. This is called the anomaly in candlestick, means it's called the weakness.
Okay.
So if you find bigger candle, smaller volume, smaller candle, bigger volume. That is called the anomaly. Anomaly requires that if there is a resistance, market will be reversed back. So anomaly is a reversal signal. Here you will find anomaly is a reversal signal. Here you will find anomaly is a reversal signal. Here you will find anomaly is a reversal signal because volume is not matching with a candle. But in case if there is no support and resistance, we will wait for the support and resistance until the price close under the support and resistance. If I show you the anomaly movement in the chart here, see that the small and big candle have the same volume. The small and big candle have the same volume. The next candlestick will be reversed back. Look at that. The small and big candle have an anomaly. The smaller candle have a bigger volume and the bigger candle have a smaller volume. Market reverse back. And if you find here, the smaller and bigger candle have an equal volume. Market is reverse back. If you find here, the both candle is in equal size, but the volume is not equal. Market is in a reverse back. So we can use this candlestick as anomaly, a reversal, but with the help of support and resistance. So if you can go here, you can find that. Where you find weakness, you can use it. Straight like there is no weakness. And we can see. Okay, this is a perfect example. Look at this candlestick. The small candle have a big volume, and the big candle have a small volume. The next candlestick reverse back. And sometimes this is also it is reversible. So means that the anomaly we are using when the price is not matching with the volume, then we can use it. These are the two main signals, and then multiple candlestick anomaly. For example, a first candlestick and the second candlestick have an anomaly, have a weakness, but there is no SNR. Then price will continue. There is the SNR, market will reverse back. Means anomaly we can use with the help of support and resistance. And also validation we will use with the help of support or resistance. When there is no SNR, we will trade the validation. Now look at here. When you are using the pattern, this is a pattern, engulfing pattern. Volume is increasing for on the bullish candle. It's called a strong pattern. Outside bar, volume is increasing on the outside bar. That's called the strong pattern. Volume is increasing on the piercing line. It's called a strong pattern. Volume is increasing on the inside bar. It's called the strong pattern. Volume is increasing on the pattern bullish harami. It's called a strong pattern. If you are in uptrend, if you are in a uptrend, and then you found this type of pattern, the next candlestick will continue without any reversal. Directly, that will be the green candlestick. And also, if we use this one, look at a continuation sign. In the trading pattern, we learned about the continuation, but now you just to make a add the volume like a pattern strong and then continuation sign. This and this green candlestick have a validation because as bigger can have a bigger volume, smaller can have a smaller volume. Market will continue. Market will continue. Market will continue. Means a validation, you add the validation with a continuation sign. All the continuation sign will work with the help of the validation. Then you can go for the next candlestick will move up. Also, these are the patterns. See, strong pattern and then continuation sign with the validation. Means a bigger candle, bigger volume, smaller candle, smaller volume. So all these signals you can go. You can copy the signals as well as. Means where you find this scenario, you can trade and market will go up. Here, these are the signals as well as. So there are 20 signals for the buy, 20 signals for the buy, and the 20 signals for the sell. This is the sell, this is a sell, match the volume as per the candlestick, and then you can go for the buy and sell as per the candlestick plus volume. But the volume is optional, it's not necessary. If you want to use the volume, it's up to you. If you don't want to use volume, it's up to you. But if you will use the volume, it will give you good confirmation. Okay. And there's also single candlestick pattern you will find here. A hammer after the red candlestick with a greater volume, the next candlestick will move up. The spinning candlestick with a greater volume, market will move up. But only just a inverted hammer. It's a called the seller's rejection. Upper level, the seller's have a rejection. This volume must be smaller, then market will move up. And here, this volume, there is a rejection from the buyer side. This volume must be smaller, then market will move down. And here, the volume must be greater, and then market will move down. So these 40 to 45 signals you can use with the help of volume. And this slide, if you can print or you can use for your trading purpose, also I'm sharing with you. Is there any query? Then ask the question. Or when you watch this video again and then you can use it. Okay, so I want that some videos I'm going to share with you. Okay,
Okay.
these videos I want to share with you. I want that one time you watch these all videos because all are in the English. If something is missing, you can get from these videos. Okay, so there are some videos today I will share with you. These are the videos. This support and resistance and order flow, support and resistance, market cycle, and sequence orders, whatever. Two classes I already shared with you. Yeah, this one and two. Remaining classes I'm also sharing with you. Watch these videos as a reference. Right, brother?
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. We will meet on the next class, inshallah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.